Hi there. So now we're going to look at creating a presentation in PowerPoint. So the first thing I want to do is to open up my PowerPoint. So if I come to here and I do PowerPoint, so search PowerPoint and it comes up at the top of the screen, and in I go into the software. Now the first screen we get is the template screen. On the left hand side we have all of the um, past presentations that I've opened, and I can go back to those, or I can open up a new one by opening a presentation template. These templates are good to use because these are one of the requirements of the task that we use some of the techniques inside the software, and templates is one of them. So this ticks one of the boxes straight away. So there are an arrangement of different templates. You're looking for one that would be applicable to the subject that you're presenting. We are going to be presenting a diabetes, so we're looking for something medical. There's nothing here really medical, but the nearest one we can get is the droplets really. So we'll just use that for the purpose. If you wanted to search online, you can go up to the top and you can do a search for different templates or themes that you want to, but for our purposes the droplet template will suffice. So I click into that and go straight in. I can from now change the theme of and the design of my template if I want. So on the left hand side I have the slides, and so that slide is the one that is being shown in on the right hand side. Okay, so I can add a new slide by just clicking there and it will add another slide, or I can delete that slide if I don't want it. Just click in it and delete, or I can choose from the templates, and there's all the different ones that I can so you've got a title slide there with the title and a subtitle underneath. Then you can have a title and content, so you can have a title with a video or a picture underneath, or section header, etc, etc. So you just pick the ones you want. You can have a blank one completely. So for our second slide I think we'd want a title and content. So there you go. So we've got another slide ready to go. So on our first slide, when you click on these, it takes you straight to that slide. Now if we wanted to change the template, or change, if you go to design, you can see here the different types of template. So the ones that we saw, so if I click that one down there, those are all the templates that you saw on the original screen when we opened up PowerPoint. Or we can change the color of our background. So here we have a black, blue gradient, a multicolored gradient. So if we click that one, give it a bit of color, and now you can see that all the slides have changed to the new color I've chosen. And the templates will also, so when I go back to the home screen, the templates will also have changed. There you go, they're all in the new color scheme that we've chosen. Right, okay, so just to go through the menus at the top, these first ones, you've got home, insert, draw, design, transitions and animations, and maybe slideshow. Those are the ones that we're going to really be concentrating on for the purpose of our presentation. There are, you can review, view and help at the end, but those aren't really applicable. So just to have a look. First one, all of Microsoft's package are all similar. If you've used Word before, you'll recognize the home screen, for instance, with cut, paste and copy in there. So those are all the same. If you click on the text, you can then see on the top that you can change the type of text, the size, make it bold, underlined, etc. You can then position it in wherever you need to. So all of these are all similar to what you would use in the word processing package of Word or Excel. They're all very similar, so it makes it user friendly. The first screen, File, is where we save as, or we print our presentation. Very much the same as the rest of the Microsoft package. Go back to the presentation again. So we have Word, we have Insert, and here we can insert a new slide in the same way that we did on the home menu, exactly the same menu. We can insert a table, so if we click on that, we could add a table with as many rows and as many columns as we want. We click on that and it would insert a table. We don't need a table for our title screen, so we're okay. A picture. Here you can insert a picture either from your computer or an online picture. We can also do a screenshot from here, look at the photo albums and insert any shapes and zoom, link and action. So all of these are very similar to what's in Word, but the one that we would probably use more would be the text box. A text box, you click on that and you then drag, and then that gives you the chance to be able to add some text into a box, and you can then, once you click in that, you can then go to format, and you can format that text box to have a border. You can change the text in it, you can have a line going around it, you can fill it. So if I was to do shape fill and make it purple or black, whichever I want, you can add a background into it. So you can edit anything you put onto a PowerPoint, you can edit to suit. So we don't need that one for now, but just giving you an idea. So let's go back to insert again. We can also use word art. So word art is where you can give your text that you add in, give it a bit of texture. We can put a bit of 3D effect on it, etc. We can curve it. Whatever you need to do with it is in word art. So depends on how graphic you want to be. We also have video, and that's going to be one that we'll use later on, and I'll show you how to embed a video. And we can also narrate, like I am now, a bit of audio and a bit of screen recording. Okay, so that is the insert menu. So now to look at draw, which unless you've got a pen or you're very artistic, but if you are, then please play with that one. Design we've already looked at, where we've got the templates on the left hand side and then the color variants on the right. We can also format the background and also the slide side if we needed to. The next one will be transitions and animations, and what we'll do, we'll have a look at those as we proceed through the presentation or building up our presentation. Then we've got the slideshow, which will be part of once we've completed or as we are completing our slides, we can have a look to see what they look like in the actual final slideshow. Right, so those are the menus. Hopefully you're a bit more familiar with those. So let's start putting together our presentation. So we know how to now create a new slide. So first thing to do is to start. First thing we want on our title slide is a bit of an image to, so let's go to insert and picture, and I'm going to go to my desktop because I've got a file there nicely waiting. Okay, so it's called PowerPoint video, and in here I've got a nice image there. So all I do is click on the image and it puts it straight into my slide. So I can now adjust this image to the size that I want, and this is all about formatting. So there's my image, nicely placed, a bit big, so I can just tweak it to the size that I want. So we're doing a presentation about diabetes, so I'm putting that there. Now if I click on, right hand click on the actual image, then I can bring it to front or I can send it backwards. So what it does, it puts it behind the text or in front of the text. So center back, and now you can see the text has appeared above. So what I can do, I can now write, so understanding diabetes. So what I can do is I can then position that nicely, because if my box is a bit too big I can just resize it and position my text exactly where I want it. Okay, so what I could do there, I could give that a bit of light shape fill. So if I bring that down and then go to shape fill, I can then have some texture in the back. So if I was to go for a bit of a gradient and choose that like that, then I could go and change the colour to whatever colour. So if I went for a bit of a purpley, so it blends in a bit with the background. So there you go. That just makes the words stand out a little bit better. So understanding diabetes, and then if I put my name in there, so by and I could then put that down so it can be seen and highlight the text, and then I can come up here and I can change the size. So if I wanted to make it a bit too big, there you go, fits in nicely. Change the color of the text. I could, that's a bit better, so I'm hidden in there like a Scrabble piece. There you go. So that's my first slide. I think that looks reasonable and it does what I need it to do. So there, I'll click on my second slide. Now I've done a little bit of a plan as to what I want to present, and so I'm using the task and the subjects that they ask me to. So the first one is symptoms of diabetes. So in here I will put there's my title. So what I want to do really is to put a bit of an image in here, because so if I go to here, pictures, I could then go straight to my folder which I'm on, and then I'm looking for, that's a good image to insert. There you go, there's my image. Then I've got a little bit of text I can also add in. So if I go to my Word document, I've got some little bit of text that I can, so I mean you would obviously type these in, but just for the quickness of today I'm just going to do a bit of copy and pasting, which is cheating really, but so what I want to do is I want to insert a text box, insert my text box there, make it the same size as that, and paste. So what I have here is, I can make that a bit bigger, or I can make my picture a little bit smaller, which enables me then to make my text box a little bit bigger, and I can then increase the size of it, maybe increase the size of the text. There you go. So you can play with that until it looks good. So there I've got my symptoms of diabetes, I've got an image, and I've got my symptoms there. Okay, so now we've completed that one. We want to then insert another, or we can just insert another slide. So click on that and it will then put my next slide in, and for that will be the types of. So again I would click types of diabetes, and again I'm going to add an image in. So here's one I found earlier, and I could go online to find this. I could do a search, but this would all be part of my research that I had done earlier on in my task. So I've got an image there which displays the different types of diabetes, and then I've also got a little bit of text which, as I said, for my purposes I'm doing a bit of copy and pasting, and so I'm going to insert a text box, again make it similar size, and then paste my little bit of text in there so I can increase the size of that so it can be seen better. Could even go up to there. There we go. So I think that shows it quite nicely. Again, so there I have 3 slides. I could go on and on adding and adding. So another one I want to do is to add a video in. Okay, so I will add another slide, and here we're going to add a video. So I'm going to add, so click on insert video. Two ways you can do that. You can either go up to insert and then video, or you can click on the slide if you've got a title slide with content. So now for me to add a video in, I can either go and look on YouTube, or if I've got one already saved in file, I could go to my and browse my computer, or if I've got an embedded code already from YouTube. But what I'm going to do is insert a YouTube. So I click in here and I'm going to do Diabetes UK and see what we get. So it's thinking about it. There we go. I don't know why it's not showing the first ones. So here we go. I will click on that one there and insert. So I will just call that video. Okay, so what? And then I'll edit the size of it because you want people to be able to see it. So I have now, let's have a look at the criteria that I needed to complete. You've got, and if I just insert a picture and I go so in 3.1 we needed to create a multimedia resource, which we've done. We needed to create appropriate information from your research, so I'm including all of the information from my research. We need at least 3 media, and we've got images, we've got text, we've got video, and we're going to add a little bit of sound in a minute. We need at least 2 images, and we've got 4 images there, and 3 images and a video. We've got at least 5 techniques. We're going to use sound, we're going to use images, we've used video, we're going to do some animation and some transitions, we've used text, we're going to add a hyperlink in, timing, we've used templates, and we've done a bit of formatting. So we've used far more than 5 there. We're doing what we need to do. Okay, so there's the criteria covered. So now we've got all of our content in. So what I'll do is I will move that up a little bit, and then I will go to and I'm going to insert, just copy and insert a, so if I go insert and I go to the previous slide and I insert a text box like this, and then paste the link I've just there you go, there's a hyperlink inserted which will show up on, so that's another one of the techniques covered. Okay, so now is the time to look at how, now we've inserted our images, we've formatted them, we've got them as we want them. Next thing we need to do is add some animation and transitions. So in the transitions is how the slides blend into each other. So for the first one, if I click on the second slide and I go to transitions, I can, and look at all these different, and if I click the menu down, I've got all these different transitions, and it's how the slide blends into the other one. So if I click on, say, curtains for the first one, you can see it's got a nice curtain effect to go from my title slide to my first slide. Then I click on my third slide and I pick another one. So if I do vortex, so whoosh, there you go, it goes from one slide to the other, and I click on my last slide and I'll pick glitter. There you go. Okay, so those are the transitions, and when I go to the slideshow, you can see how it blends from one into the other. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to start to add some animations. So we go to the first slide, and with the animations, it basically is you controlling or putting the order in which things come in. So once you take something and put it into the animation list, it then won't come in until you tell it or how you've told it to come in. So first thing I'm going to do, first thing I want to come in is my Understanding Diabetes title. Okay, so that will be my first. So I am going to have that flying in, and I want it flying in from the left. There you go. The next thing I want to come in is the photograph. So that I will have it coming in with a bit of a bounce. And then the third thing I want to come in is my name, and I'll have that swiveling in. Okay, so now if I was to get the animation pane up on the right hand side, you can see that I've got my title, my picture, and then my name. So when I go to the presentation now, so two ways, I can go to slideshow and start from beginning, and if I click on that, all I've got is the background, but it's waiting for me to tell it. So when I click, it will bring in the first title. Then when I click again, so hello, welcome, we're here today talking about understanding diabetes, and my name is Rob Peebles. Next slide, it goes on, and of course there's no animations in it, so it will put them all in until I tell it. So I'll come out of that, just press escape to come out of the presentation, the slideshow. I'll go on to my second slide, and again click on my title, go to animations, and tell it how I want it to come in. So flying in from the top. Then I will get the picture coming in, and the picture can float in. That's it. And then when you click on the text, you can have that coming in, and if we get that flying in from the right, you can also change how it comes in. So you can change the effects. You can, so if you click that down there, the effects options, click on there, so you can have it coming in as one object, or you can have it coming in word by word, all the paragraph at once, but we'll just keep it for now as one object, because if you get it coming in line by line, it takes a long time to get the whole paragraph in, so we'll keep it like that. So there we have and you can see there that needs making a little bit bigger, so I can make that picture a little bit smaller, and I'll make this a bit wider. That's it, that's better. So it now lists it all in one line. So there you go. So then I click on the first thing, I'll get that flying in from the top, and then my picture float in, and we'll get that floating in there, float up, oh no, sorry, flying in from the top, click on the picture, and then get that floating in, and then the text, we'll get that flying in from the right, and the same with the hyperlink as well. And then the video, the in, and then we'll get the video. Well, it's not letting us put an animation on that because it's already put restrictions on, so that's that. So let's now look at our final. So we go to slideshow from the beginning, understanding diabetes. My name's Rob Peebles. These are the symptoms of diabetes. Know the 4 T's of type 1 diabetes, and these are some of the other symptoms to be aware of, and you would then go through them one by one. On to my next slide, and the types of diabetes. So you'll explain the different types, and there's a bit of text there to help you do that. And then there's a hyperlink which you can see the hand there. If I clicked on that, would take me to the website to explain that in a bit more. Then goes on to the next one, and diabetes. So if I click on the video, you can see it's an embedded video, and then I click on that, and that should start.
Diabetes is a condition where your blood glucose level, also known as...
Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. So hopefully you can have a look back and go back and have a look at anything you want to, and give you an idea of what you need to learn to be able to put together something like that. But this would cover all of the criteria that you need. Of course you would make it longer because you've got more points to add in, but this hopefully gives you a good idea of what you need to do. Thank you.